What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your host, Brandon. Alongside me always is Chris and Andrew.
Hey.
Hello.
And today, we are talking about very, very, very macho movie things. Mucho, macho.
Grande.
like
Mucho
that.
grande macho.
Mucho grande.
And if you guys don't think this is macho, then we'll take turns kicking you in your dicks.
Yeah.
That sounds really aggressive.
Yeah.
But
I'll fight you.
well, we're about to talk about
we're
animated
macho.
movies, little animated movies near and dear to our heart.
Not cartoons, animated.
Yeah,
movies.
not cartoon, animated films.
Feature films.
Featured films.
Based off of toy lines that we
Yeah.
all like.
Yes, based on, yeah, y'all like toys because one of these movies sold a lot of freaking toys.
I would say a couple of them sold a lot of toys.
I sold the shit. It was already one of them was already selling toys.
Not near as much as the other, but
No. So we're gonna kick this into high gear, and we're gonna start with Transformers because it's the elder of the bunch.
yes.
And this is
Is that
Andrew.
a joke?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start with it there because that's Andrew's pick, and it's as old as he is. So
Not quite.
not quite as old. Not quite as old, but close. Yeah. What are you like? 46 now?
56.
Okay, 56.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like 46 years old.
Yeah.
What year did Transformers?
1986.
86. Okay.
Yeah, I was 27 when this movie came
I was -2. I was -2.
out. If the world only knew.
Yeah. They wanted to make sure and get it out before I arrived.
Yeah.
Made sure I had entertainment on this planet.
This movie is not only my favorite animated movie, it is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Well, when I saw this, I was actually a 7-year-old kid, and like at the time in the 80s, there was nothing like this. Spoiler alert: characters are dying off.
Yeah.
That you not only bought their toys, but you were totally into their characters with the G1 show.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes in, the Decepticons hit that ship, and they're just massacring everyone. And then the big scene with Prime where he dies for the first time.
The very first time.
Very traumatic. This is the only movie. I'm not trying to sound macho. I just am. This is the only movie I've ever cried over.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
all right.
forgivable.
I've cried it. I've cried it worse.
I cried at it yesterday.
I mean, like it's okay. You lose a dog, father-son relationships. Optimus Prime dying, perfectly okay.
Yeah. I agree.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
Maybe Paul Walker, depends on who you are. I didn't cry
Not
when
me.
Paul Walker
Not
died.
me.
I didn't cry.
I like.
I love Paul Walker, but
I love everything about this movie. The main plot, you've always got Autobots and Decepticons. I love the subplot with Unicron.
Yeah.
yeah.
You just watched this yesterday. What did you think of all that?
Interesting. It was I don't know. It was something. It was different. I wasn't expecting that subplot.
Yeah, I thought it really added to the sense of dread.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so too. Well, it's eating a fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like that the whole thing. I don't even know what the hell you call that. Like, what was that? Was that like it wasn't even a ship? It was like his own. It was like his being.
Yeah.
Or so I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was weird.
And he was played by Orson Welles in his last role.
Yeah.
He died like a couple weeks after this. In the documentary, they say, the director of the Transformers cartoon was such a taskmaster. All the voice actors were saying that he actually killed Orson Welles.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's actually Scatman Carruthers who played Jazz. His last film too.
Wow. This movie really did.
This sounds kind of like a negative deal here. It's like it's a cursed movie.
Yeah, it's
worse than The Wizard of Oz.
very deep, and it's funny. It's almost like two movies.
Yeah.
Because, you have the old toy line, which let's face it, this was all about selling toys. The old toy line in the first half, and then they're pushing the new ones after Prime dies in the second half.
I had a Rodimus.
Yeah.
You had a
Just
Rodimus?
a Rodimus. Just because of the movie.
Yeah, he's an awesome character, played by Judd Nelson, who is like really...
He's a good character. Probably the worst Transformers toy I've ever had.
Oh, because he was so
That's sad.
stiff.
It was so bad. Like the G1 toys were better because I always had like the They were knockoffs. I'll go ahead and say I always had the knockoffs, but then, and they were good.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what the deal was, but I finally got a Rodimus at like a garage sale or something over at the fort, and it was a legit Transformer.
Yeah.
And it was garbage. Like, it was the worst one. Like, my knockoffs were way better.
By 86, 87, they were all plastic.
Yeah, they were garbage.
Yeah.
The new ones completely blow your mind.
I want one of those
awesome
big Rodimuses that stands like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
That'd be cool at the end of
I actually really, really did like his character in that. I liked Rodimus in that.
Yeah.
And at the end, when he got the Matrix, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some legendary.
That whole fight at the end was pretty cool.
Yeah, with him and Galvatron.
Yeah.
Some legendary
Galvatron.
voice actors in this.
Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron, and Megatron, which is weird because Frank Welker always played him in the cartoon, and he's more sinister sounding in this for sure.
Frank Welker was. Yeah, that's right. He was that.
Frank Welker's in everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Frank Welker voiced. I'm pretty sure he voiced
Scooby Doo.
Was it Scooby Doo or was it Scooby Doo's character?
Yeah.
Was his character? Was it okay?
Yeah.
Probably more. He's multiple.
He
characters
did a bunch.
Well, I want to say I thought he was Fred, but
he might have been.
But he may not have been Fred though. It might have been somebody else. I thought that was.
Well, I think I watched something on Scooby Doo, and I'm like, he did a bunch.
But
of
Frank
the
Welker
villains.
has done everything.
He did a bunch of the villains
Yeah.
on Scooby Doo too.
Frank Welker just in this, he did Megatron, Soundwave, Rumble and Frenzy. All the little cassettes. He would be voice acting to himself back and forth.
That's awesome.
On this cartoon a lot of times, going in and out of character.
I don't think anybody realizes how much would go into that.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I think I could.
How tiresome that would be.
Yeah, it would be exhausting though.
Yeah, because you got to play two different characters and get in.
Because I kind of do that to
different
myself
to
sometimes.
You talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Love. We're total '80s nerds on this channel. If you
Dude,
tell,
yeah, the
if you can tell
soundtrack.
from our intro.
The soundtrack is
Yes.
incredible.
I drive to work to this some mornings. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Nerds.
But yeah, it's amazing. I love everything about this movie.
Yeah.
Can do no wrong.
Yeah,
So-
I don't agree, but I can't. It's just I didn't grow up with it, and I watched it much later in life, and there's some hype around the cult following that I just don't quite feel the same way for. I think it's good, and I tell you honestly what it is. I think watching this, I realized that I'm not as big of a Transformer fan as I thought I was. And I've always admitted I'm not a huge Transformers fan, but I don't even think I'm as big as I thought I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think I just loved the toys when I was a kid. I loved Beast Wars when I was a kid.
I love Beast Wars.
Beast Wars was awesome. And I loved, the movies when they first started. I thought they were fun. I do like these. I do like the old show. I do like this movie. I think that's what it was. I just don't care that much about them, I guess. Maybe that's what it is.
Transformers, the movie, is the best Transformers movie.
By far.
By far.
And
it actually has a plot.
I think that, it does
It's got
have a plot. I will give you
legitimate
that.
story.
I'll give you that, and I really did like the story.
You know how friggin' hard it is to make an actual story and plot about transforming robots, and it makes sense?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you one.
You care about them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you
this
one thing
was
about
just to sell toys.
And onto what you were saying, a lot of people didn't like season 3. I like where this took the franchise because it took it off of Earth and into space.
Yeah.
And you can just do more.
Which I'm more of a fan of the Earth stuff, but I don't mind the space stuff either. I like this a lot. I like that there was only 2 humans, and that's something I've been saying against the live action films for several years now. I want the humans gone.
Yeah.
At least mostly
They
gone.
ruin everything.
Well, I don't like. You always have to get some big blockbuster name in to sell the movie. When it's Transformers, you shouldn't need that for one, and two, I don't give a fuck what Mark Wahlberg is doing. when Transformers are doing their thing. I don't care.
No,
it was
I don't-
way
yeah.
more. It was like, I will tell you one thing. If anybody hasn't seen this, even as somebody who's not a huge fan and didn't like, I give the movie a solid B. I don't think it's amazing by any stretch, but one thing this movie does well, it's proved to me, even me, that this movie does not need humans or
No.
very little humans. Like just the rivalry between Megatron and Optimus, that whole fight, them losing so many people, them losing Optimus, that they have everything they need right there for a story to make you feel for the characters.
Yeah, and this changed things because Hasbro, they put out this and they were going to do G.I. Joe the movie the next year, which they did, and it was going to be a theatrical release.
Yeah.
And because this did so poorly at the box office, they made it direct to VHS, and then they were going to kill off Duke
Yeah.
in it, and all the outcry over killing Optimus Prime changed that.
Yeah.
They totally changed the story around. I wish I could have saw this in theaters. I probably would have been a mess, but just to see all the kids crying, just to be a fly on the wall, mad parents.
Yeah.
But what are your guys' favorite scenes from this one? I know it's been a while since you've seen it, but
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I since I just watched this, I think the fight right before Optimus died, like when they had that outside shot of everything that was going on, and you seen the fucking shit going through across the sky.
Yeah.
That was just a really cool visual. I like that a lot. When they finally beat Unicron, that was some really cool visual stuff.
yeah.
I think anytime they had, well, not anytime they had action. I think there was several parts during the action I really liked towards the end, and even that first fight. Other than that, there was some animation that was just really showed its age. There was a part with, I think it was when Galvatron was fighting, Rodimus at the end. There's a few times, and I think that was the one where Rodimus was going up around. He turned in the car, and that was like really bad.
I have to go back and watch that.
In a couple spots,
I was thinking
it just looked bad. It's just it's old animation.
I was thinking that was my favorite.
I love that
well,
scene.
the fight itself later was okay,
Yeah.
and especially when
the fight part.
when he transformed. But like
Yes.
right there when they first started, and they were just kind of going back when he was trying to shoot the car, and it was just bad animation. It was like,
Well, that's the part that sticks out in my mind the most.
Really?
Whenever I think of,
I love the prelude to that. Just the animation where Galvatron's sitting there with the Matrix around his neck and glowing, and it's glowing in the dark.
Yeah.
That's a really cool shot.
There's some really really bad corny parts in it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
Like the dancing and celebrating.
Yeah, anything on the junk planets.
It was really, I don't know. There's certain things I think that took me away
Weird
from
Al
it a little bit.
Yankovic's song.
Yes,
On that.
yes.
It's kind of out of place.
And I knew it immediately.
Yeah.
The soundtrack's amazing though.
Yeah.
The soundtrack's pretty good if you're an '80s.
This was
lover.
put out by a company. I think it's Scotty Brothers Records, and everybody who was on the soundtrack was part of that, and that was Weird Al's second record or something. But Lion, who did the Transformers theme, that was awesome, and who was the other band? Kick-Axe. They had a couple really good songs. But I think one of my favorite scenes, I was talking to Brandon about it today. Starscream finally becomes the leader of the Decepticons.
oh
Yeah.
For 30 seconds.
For 30 whole seconds. It was kind of funny, and boy, he was savage as shit in those 30 seconds, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he owned it.
He's such a snake, though.
I love the scene where the Constructicons and the Dinobots are fighting.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, and the
pretty-
Dinobots I was kind of in on a little bit. I love Dinobots, but I don't know.
Dinobots were the cornball characters
right,
out of
right.
all Transformers.
Yeah, that was really bad.
They're really hard to find now.
Yeah.
Like the old
Which is
Dinobot
why I like the Beast Wars
toys.
a lot better when you start looking
I
into
do, man. I freaking love.
And you can't hardly go back and watch Beast Wars now because it's so bad.
Terrible.
It's just because
so
the computer
bad.
animation is
You know
so
what?
90s, it's awful.
You remember they did the second.
It hurts. It hurts. It's so
They
bad.
did the second thing of Beast Wars. Do you
the
remember that?
Transmetal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That actually looks pretty decent.
Does it still look decent? I haven't watched that in a while.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
because
good.
I always liked the original look better than Transmetal. I never liked Transmetal,
Yeah.
but it probably holds up better.
Oh yeah, it does.
I never gave Beast Wars a chance because I was so G1. I was like, what is this junk?
Yeah, I like it's
I love
corny.
the opposite.
It's cheesy.
Well,
but
Beast Wars came out at a time where I was into all Transformers. Like they could do no wrong at that time.
Dude, like Megatron was
For
a
me.
T-Rex. I was
Exactly.
and this was mid 90s. I was like balls deep into Jurassic Park.
At this time, at the time of when I was super big into Transformers, there was like I already knew that I was a fan of the heel.
Yeah.
Like as a little kid, I was all like Megatron was already my favorite.
He was already
character.
wooing.
Yeah. Oh, woo, woo, woo.
Before we go on, who was your favorite new, like this movie introduced, the new Transformers, the new toy line. Who was your favorite of the new? Because people don't talk about them as much.
Yeah,
Rodimus?
yeah, definitely
For sure.
I like him. I like Springer a lot. He was a triple changer, like a helicopter.
There was a few things. Yeah, I actually like that. Rodimus, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
But anyway, that's one I'd always wanted to talk about.
Always weird. They call it the Transformers, the movie. Like they couldn't have simplified the title, just Transformers, the movie. But now it's good because you can find it in search functions easier if you just do the Transformers. Because if you do Transformers movie, it shows a Shia LaBeouf movie.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
No.
Well, the first one, I don't mind the first one, but I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. It's not great, but I'll like it. The rest of them, terrible.
I can't wait for Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah.
With John Cena. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. I can't wait to see what John Cena's doing the entire movie.
They finally put a human in there that you can't see, though.
That's true. But you know what? You know what? They're going to spend most of the movie trying to, though.
Oh, yeah, they probably will. Yeah.
Anyway.
Whatever.
So we're moving on to mine because it's less of...
Yeah.
It's still older than yours.
Yeah, sure.
People are going to notice a similar theme between both of ours.
Yes.
A certain Caped Crusader. Actually, the only Caped Crusader.
Yeah.
Because Robin don't count. I picked Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This was probably one of my favorite movies growing up. I had a lot of movies growing up that I loved, but definitely my favorite animated movie. Still probably my favorite animated movie.
Okay, your choice and your choice were the only two animated movies I knew about for forever. Because my dad wouldn't watch Disney.
Yeah.
It
I had the I watched Disney and shit.
He would not allow it.
I watched Disney and stuff, but
not much.
We can't talk about that today.
Well, Walt Disney's Nazi. So.
Well, we can't talk about that today.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney. But no, this is still.
He voted for Trump.
That's what's wrong. Damn it. He come out of the cryogenic chamber, unthawed, voted for Trump, went back in.
Oh, that was hard to get.
Yeah. I like to make sure you're drinking something before I say something retarded. Anyway, this is probably still my favorite animated movie. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. And I do like a lot of the DC animated stuff nowadays. That's a lot of good stuff. One of them we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But this is still probably it, just because I have a huge bigly chunk of my heart is preoccupied by Batman the Animated Series. Occupado.
Yeah, as it should.
No vacancy.
Yeah, as it should be.
So
for real though, as animated series go,
that's still the best.
Not even to just talk about the movie. Just for a second, I want to say the animated Batman the Animated Series is the best cartoon that's ever been made in the history of mankind.
100% too sweet.
There's never been
too sweet that.
I don't give a shit.
I don't care what you.
It doesn't matter. It appealed for instance, I was saying earlier, my dad would not allow Disney movies. If he was in the house, he would not allow Disney movies. Mm-hmm. He would sit there and watch every single second of Batman the Animated Series. Because not only did it relate to
everybody,
a child,
an
adult can watch it and still feel like you watched an actual TV show.
It was on Fox Kids
it's
after
dark
school.
And light at the same time.
It is.
And no one else can do that.
No.
Did I read somewhere that they animated that on black paper?
Yeah.
Yes.
They had to.
They had to.
Yeah. They had to.
Yeah. It was
so dark.
it wasn't. It was on Fox Kids, but I don't think it was really mostly for kids. It was really an all around.
It was
show.
more teen.
It was more teen. Yeah. It's something kids can watch because it wasn't so bad.
The Amazing Spider-Man was pretty good too.
Yeah,
that
was pretty decent.
It was on
the
same
in the 90s.
time, and it was pretty good too.
It was pretty good, but I still think Batman
animated
series blows
Batman,
everything out of the water
Batman
to this day.
Yes.
To this day,
I can't really. You guys looked at me. I can't really argue that there was a better one.
No,
I mean, I'm sure there's probably things that are equal to, but or close.
Yeah,
but
there probably is, but not for me.
Yeah,
I tell you what, the only thing that comes close in my mind.
Wrong.
Well, you've got. It just depends on. I guess it depends on what you've got, because I mean, the first probably 6 or 7 seasons of Simpsons was really good.
Oh yeah,
was really good.
Yeah.
And then you have the Family Guy, but that's comedy. If you want to talk about, okay, let's just exclusively superhero stuff.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was just about to say,
but I think that's better. I like that better than I do Spider-Man. Some people might not agree. That's okay. X-Men is probably the only thing that would be close to touching Batman.
Yeah, but it still can't.
Oh, no, I don't think it does.
X-Men is unrelatable.
Oh, 100%
to adults.
But
Batman is not. Batman is relatable to every single person can watch this.
Oh, sure. That's what I'm saying.
My 3-year-old can watch Batman the animated series with me and my dad. That's a pretty wide spectrum.
Well,
of
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that the only thing that's going to touch authenticity, and quality, even if you're a casual, you're not. I mean, even some casuals love the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
It's not Batman.
It was pretty cornball.
I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to make a case for X-Men over Batman. I'm just saying that the only thing that can come close, I think, to being there was on Fox Kids Network right before or right after Batman.
Yeah.
I think it was right after.
Yeah.
I want to say. But anyway, Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Anywho.
Huge for its time. And
man.
I don't think it did very well in theaters. I can't remember now.
I think it did. I mean,
it didn't do the best. It was huge. It was a huge thing to have it in the theaters.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember how big.
Dude, that was
absolutely.
It was huge
massive
for me.
Deal. That was a massive deal.
Yeah, it was huge for me.
Oh, it was huge for everybody.
Yeah.
To think that an animated movie was. I mean, there was advertisements.
Oh yeah.
There was commercials on TV advertising Batman Mask of Phantasm movie. And there was
to this day, I still love Andrea Beaumont, dude.
I do too.
I love,
man. And you know what?
The Phantasm is a badass character and underused.
You know what? As a kid, I thought
not even used.
As a kid, I was like, man, how could she do this to Bruce?
I know.
How could she do this to
I
Bruce?
know.
She lied straight to Bruce.
This is
face.
Deep.
As an adult, I'm like, man, I'd fucking kill them motherfuckers too.
I know. I would have too.
Man,
dude, one of them was.
I back her up. I can't. As an adult, okay, because I watched it the other day because I ain't watched it in a long time, and I was like, man, I can't believe Bruce didn't back her. Like he says he loves her, but then he's gonna pick Justice over her.
I think if it would have been years prior, maybe, but I think as he's Batman, you can't. And the part where you find, like, for one, the twist of the goon that killed her father turned out to be Joker, was incredible.
Yeah, that is.
It freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There was some dark, creepy moments in the movie.
Very dark.
Dude, she was killing people in the movie.
Dark.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So now, before we go any further with it, I got to ask Andrew the opposite. Somebody who watched it much later in life. You just watched it not a year ago or a few months ago.
And I'm trying to collect my thoughts because it's been a year and I'm remembering some of this. I couldn't remember her name. I just remember that was an awesome character.
Yeah, she was a very good character.
But go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, what do you think about the movie as an adult, even now?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Adults can relate still.
Oh yeah,
like her relationship with Bruce and stuff.
I think it's way more directed at adults than it is kids.
Well, people dying and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing is this is the only time other than like Tom King's Batman Now, where he's him and Catwoman have their thing.
Yeah.
This is the only time I've ever seen at that time, I should say. At that time, that's the only time I've ever seen Bruce be really in love
Yeah.
with somebody, being this close to not being Batman anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, or not becoming Batman even.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's super relatable as an adult. Not so much as a kid. It was more. It was scary. It was scary.
That's what I was saying. It was scary.
Back when we were little watching it, it was scary.
It was a little freaky.
What year did it come out?
93.
Yeah, so we were 5.
I think it was 93.
Or well, I was 5.
Because I think Sub-Zero was like 96 or 7.
Yeah. Oh man, Sub-Zero looks bad.
I don't think it looks bad.
I think it does.
You think so?
They tried.
Well, you know what Sub-Zero's problem is? Sub-Zero looks like
too corny.
No, it's kind of corny. What Sub-Zero's problem is? Sub-Zero was a Batman episode.
Yeah,
it was a TV show.
Sub-Zero is a Victor Freeze movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman's in it just like
and
this much.
I started to watch that after Phantasm, and I hate the character of Robin.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate the character of Robin. I'm sorry. This is a Macho movie podcast. If this offends you, he's gay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
He's been wrote that way by quite a few different people.
Yeah.
I don't mind Robin in the animated series, but I don't think it's his relationship with Barbara in the animated series, and anything else is just not something I hate, but it's not something I'm totally interested in. And you're right, it's a Victor Freeze movie. Like I said, it's something that it's just a little bit higher quality than you would find on a 30-minute episode of the animated series, and I think they should have just left it at that. Yeah. But like everything about Mask of the Phantasm was all theater, super high quality, and it should have been because it's in the theater.
I did notice in like really
the soundtrack, by the way,
in really fast-paced fight scenes, I could tell that it was.
In Sub-Zero.
No.
Oh, and Phantasm.
In Mask of Phantasm, it's very dated. Like the low action scenes are super high quality, and then the high action scenes, you can see where the animation starts to like break up.
There's a little bit, yeah.
I mean, it was 93.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, there was a few spots where like when she was holding on to that flagpole or whatever it was, getting ready to get sucked in the fan.
Yeah.
She kind of winced, and she's trying really hard to not let go, and she kind of winces or whatever, and it looks kind of weird, but and you're right. There are a few parts.
The very first when Batman crashes into that at the very beginning when he crashes in.
Oh yeah, on top of that table or whatever.
Yeah, and he starts fighting all of them. Whenever he first comes in, it looks super high quality especially for its time.
Yeah.
But then whenever he starts fighting them, you can see it break.
Yeah.
It goes from super bright colors, super darks and super
very rich,
super bright colors and super darks. It goes from that to just regular colors whenever the action starts.
Yeah.
And then it goes right back to the super darks and the super bright colors.
Yeah.
It's noticeable, but I mean, for a movie that came out in 93, it's kind of hard
I guess I can only remember most of the good. There are probably some bugaboos in there, but I mean, God, for 93, and I don't know what the budget was on it, but it was incredible.
My favorite part's the last part, the whole Joker thing in the amusement park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where isn't he dancing with like a robot?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah. I do love it too. The fake dog was when he killed oh god dang it. What was his name? He was the mob boss basically. When he killed him, and Sal. I think it's Salvatore.
That's right.
Anyway, it's
Salvatore.
And he kicks the shit out of the dog. He's like, "That's my security. You can't be too careful with all the weirdos around." And he chuckles.
Yeah. Well, and
Mark Hamill's also.
Was before they changed
the voice acting in this.
This was before they changed Joker, and that's Yellow Teeth Joker's my favorite Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I just whenever they whitened up his teeth, it was just
You're talking about the New Adventures look, the
Yes,
season 4
yes,
look. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, because they made it a little bit more stylized and they made it look like it looked a little bit more like the Superman series.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think looked bad, but
He wasn't the same. He wasn't near as scary.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is I don't think Superman looked bad.
Oh, yeah.
But in that style, but I feel like the Batman didn't translate as well because it lost some of that old artsy, grainy, old-timey feel that was so special about the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
This one was, new, and it was still really good. They had some good episodes. I didn't like the art style as much.
No.
I still don't. I like it more than I did, but I still don't like it as much as the original 3. Yeah. The first 3, and they changed some character designs, like I think Two-Face and Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, all of them. Every character, I think, looked way better in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
In the Batman animated series.
I agree.
Than the New Adventures.
Batman's
the only one that halfway looks decent.
Yeah.
But he's bigger upper bodies, even smaller lower body. And then he has this just the big black symbol.
Yeah, animated series Batman he is always skipping leg day.
Always.
He looks like your typical guy at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does them bro sets is what he does.
We already do favorite scene for this?
Well, I did mine.
You did your favorite
scene?
You
did? What's yours?
Man, there's a few. By the way, yours I like how they ended it with the smoke coming up and then he's just laughing maniacally, bleeding, and she's just looking at him.
Yeah.
You don't know his fate. You pretty well know she probably killed him, but that's awesome. Man. Oh God, I don't know. There's so many good ones. There's a good comedy in it. There's really, really badass. I think. Man, I don't know. The rooftop chase.
Yeah.
Him escaping was awesome. Like he sent the hang glider out, or he took the pallet. He took the pallet or something from construction, and then threw his cape out, made it look like he was in a grapple hook.
Yeah.
So
they shot the shit out of it
in that scene.
Yeah. Huh?
They had everybody after him.
That was
the police and everybody, and then Andre saved him. That was a really cool action sequence.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple parts with the Phantasm. Like when she killed the big dude
in
the graveyard. That was awesome. Man, I don't know.
My favorite scene is the chase.
The chase
scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's completely broken down and he's all fuzzy and he can't walk straight, and he doesn't have his mask on anymore.
No.
So if anybody just happens to walk by, they're gonna see. And I thought, Batman looks a lot like Bruce Wayne.
And I thought most of the time I didn't get too confused with the flashbacks and all that. And I like the backstory. I like the flashbacks in this. Kind of helps shape the story between them two.
Yeah.
And kind of what her father was into. But anyway, yeah.
I'm really hoping that Sean Murphy, if he keeps up his Sean Murphy verse, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, I don't know what the Murphy verse.
I'm hoping he brings Andrea Beaumont into it.
Don't you tease me like that.
Oh, he needs to. He needs to bad.
He's already got 2 Harleys.
I don't care if he brings Mask of Phantasm.
I want to see the Phantasm.
Yeah,
back.
but you already know who she is.
I don't care.
Surprise.
And it kind of ruins it.
Well, as a part of the plot, yeah. I mean, we wanted to know what was going on there.
You can still do cool stuff with it.
But you could still, like, the Phantasm's still a cool character because everybody knew who the Phantasm was.
You could say
only Joker knew who Phantasm was.
If he brings her in, then you could have somebody being the Mask of the Phantasm, and
stealing the MO, and then having her being
a copycat, and she's like, "No, Bruce, it's not me. I promise."
That'd be awesome.
Whatever. I don't know.
He needs to
this
bring
shit
shit
writes
back.
itself, man.
Yeah, I'll write it.
It writes itself. Sean
can draw it. I'll write it. Let's move on to yours.
All right, the best.
Well,
the bestest.
Let's calm the fuck down over here. Settle your shit.
Definitely the most adult.
Definitely the most adult
out of this selection. I picked The Dark Knight Returns, which is a super dark Batman story. It's a two-parter.
Based off of Frank Miller's.
Yes.
Yeah, I would call it even ahead of The Killing Joke, which is known to be very dark.
Oh, yeah, I would too. Other than a select couple scenes.
Yeah.
The Killing
I enjoyed
Joke,
the animated show of that, too.
I did too. A lot of people didn't because Batman fucked Batgirl.
Yeah, they added too much.
Whip-de-doo.
They added too much in the middle to make it a longer movie, and I'm okay with it. I don't care.
Okay. This right here is The Killing Joke. Like, how are you going to make that into an hour-long movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's literally a 10-minute read.
Yeah, how you going to make The Hobbit into 3 movies?
Well, yeah. We're going and jumping down a rabbit hole there.
Yeah, let's not talk about
Come on,
that.
Peter Jackson, you stupid fat fuck. Quit pulling this shit. You're ruining books is what he's doing. He's not ruining movies. He's making good he's making fun movies.
You know what's bad?
He's
every time
ruining our books.
Every time I think of Peter Jackson, I don't even think of Lord of the Rings or anything. I think of fucking King Kong, the remake.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, that's
so bad.
The one with Jack Black.
Mm-hmm. Best actor of all time.
Oh man, really? You don't like that?
Nah,
I never watched
too long.
No, really, I didn't because it's Jack Black.
You didn't watch it because of that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, dude,
I didn't watch it because of him, but
okay. So I've made an exception to the rule. I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I made an exception to the
we
rule
did so well
of Jack Black because I have a rule of Jack Black. If it doesn't have anything to do with Tenacious D, I don't watch it. But
you need to watch New Jumanji though.
I know, but I still haven't done it because he's just too corny. He's a cornball,
dude. He's hilarious in this movie.
Well, that's what people said about every other movie he's been in, and I've every one of them I've tried.
But I'm not everybody, Chris.
But I don't think
look at me.
He's anywhere near a leading man.
I ain't everybody. I'm not everybody, Chris.
He does not belong in movies.
I am not everybody, Chris.
He was actually in an episode of X-Files that was pretty good. So. Yeah. But he was playing a stoner rocker guy, so there you go.
He played himself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns. Yes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Not only do I love the book, I love the movies.
That is all.
Both of them. That's all. That's all I got to say.
That's all I got to say.
No, really. It has 2 of the most controversial Batman moments of all time. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Which I haven't seen the second one yet. But
yeah, you already kind of know what happens.
Which this is going to ruin the second part for you.
That's okay.
But
not really that much. You can watch it.
So
that's what friends do. They ruin things for other friends.
That's right.
At the end of part 1, the Joker kind of like comes back to life. For anybody that doesn't know, the government passed a legislation banning masked vigilantes. It's a lot like Watchmen. The book came out not long after Watchmen. It was definitely inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Batman he just hung up his cowl.
Yep.
Everybody did, except for Superman.
He draped the cape.
Yeah, draped that cape.
He draped the cape.
That sounds like a sexual thing.
Superman was a tool for the U.S. government.
Yeah, the bastard.
Ronald Reagan is a very prominent character in the book. Like, you could definitely tell Frank Miller did not like Reagan.
Yeah. Well, that's not surprising at all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Frank Miller.
But anyway, so Bruce Wayne is like he just keeps looking around his city and seeing just how shitty it's getting, and he finally just snaps and he's like, "Nah, fuck it, I'm coming back. I'm just gonna come back," and he does. And there's a new villain or a new group, a new gang, the Mutants, which is one of the coolest gangs in Batman history. It's got like the leader of the Mutants is a cool ass character that they never used ever again.
Right.
Yeah.
Except I would say he's one of the coolest villains, except his weird nipples.
Oh yeah, the little pointy.
What in the world is up with that?
They were all pretty weird.
Yeah.
Man.
The fight they have, that was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, it's savage.
When he busts him open,
yeah,
and the blood just keeps pouring, and then when he busts his nose, and yeah, it's awesome.
It's savage. It is absolutely.
He systematically tears that guy apart.
Well, and I love how he explains as he's beating his ass, he explains to him how he's beating his ass. Yeah. He's like, he's like, I'm
taking out your tricep.
I'm a slow old man, but I know where to hit you. And he hits him here, and then he hits him there.
Yeah, it was sick.
And he just destroys.
What do you think about the tank thing he had?
I love the tank.
That was pretty awesome.
I love the tank, and I love the armor in part 2. I mean, this was the inspiration for
Batman
v Superman.
Yeah, along with Death of the Superman.
Yeah.
Death of Superman.
But one of the biggest controversies of this, not only book but movie, because a lot of people haven't read the book, they just watch the movies, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a big fight in part 2, about halfway through, between Batman and the Joker, and Batman kills the Joker. But not really. He doesn't actually kill him, but the cops are after Batman hardcore because the chick cop, she took over. So she's got the whole police force on Batman. They don't give a shit about Joker.
No, because he's a masked vigilante back working again.
Exactly. So they're after...
Got to listen to the government.
Yeah, they're after Batman, hardcore. Well, Batman's chasing the Joker, who's shooting random people. It's super dark.
That scene, wow.
He's just running around this amusement park with a gun that he stole from a cop, and he's just like running up and shooting random people in the head.
Dude.
Like they're all just standing around with their families, and he just runs up, blowing their heads off.
So what the Joker would do?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's so bad.
Exactly.
It's so sick.
So Batman follows him, and I know I'm just explaining the movie to you guys, but it's so exciting to me that I have to. But Batman chases the Joker down. They have a big ass fight, and then when the Joker realizes that the cops are coming for Batman, and he could get away, he breaks his own fucking neck.
Yeah, I think
so that the cops.
I don't know if it was. I think it was already broken or something weird. But,
but he just
he finishes his own self off.
He starts laughing and then does that and snaps his own neck. So he kills himself so that the cops will get him for murder.
Yeah. And
then after that, Ronald Reagan sends Superman after Batman.
Yeah, because he's the tool of government.
Yeah. And you
don't have one superhero and he can only be a tool for the government.
Yeah, that's the one that controversial thing that was in it. And then the second controversial thing is Batman versus Superman, where they fight at the very end. And I think that's the coolest line from any comic book.
Dude, do you remember him the nuke scene?
Oh yeah,
the nuke scene was actually that's where they pull that from Batman v Superman. They pull that from this.
Yeah,
you're all skinny and frail and zombie looking. Then he had to regenerate.
He takes a nuke and takes it and lets it blow up elsewhere.
Yeah, in space.
It
wasn't in space. It was in it was like a field or something. Wasn't it?
I don't think it was in space. It was on an island, an uninhabited island.
Okay, that's right. Because it was space in the movie.
This was wrote during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was very topical back then.
Very topical, very political.
Not so much now, but still.
Frank Miller.
Yeah. The movies,
I got to say something. I'm going to say something. Frank Miller, very, very good writer. And I was talking about this with somebody actually a few days ago. Frank Miller's a great writer. But I will just going to come out and say that he is an absolute shit artist.
Yeah. Well, and
I think his Sin City stuff very, very cool because it's very unique.
Yeah.
But every other thing I've ever seen him do is absolute dog shit.
Well, it's an
acquired taste.
I would bet that everything you've seen him draw it is probably done in the last 10 years. And he's old.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. Yeah. He's old.
I've seen some older stuff that's
really.
See,
I thought he was.
He's done some stuff forever.
If you compare 300 to that Xerxes that he's been coming out with, oh my god, dude, you can tell that he's kind of losing his mind a little bit because he's just kind of.
He's one of those guys that I could.
He's old as hell.
You can put up with his art, but I just don't think it's very good. It's kind of like Tim Sale. Yeah. Like Tim Sale has been involved in one of my favorite books. Long Halloween's one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
And he has got a unique enough style. He understands shadowing, and he understands how things move and how things look. He has all the basics down, but just his style is the way he does noses and faces and Batman's ears and just certain things, like Two-Face's face was, everything's like, it's hard to explain. It's like everything's real detailed in certain areas.
Yeah.
But it looks like an advanced fifth grader done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a junior high kid got, is somewhat decent at drawing and he done it.
Yeah.
So it gives me hope that, anybody can be a fucking artist. As long as someone likes your stuff,
they can.
Boom. I mean, because it is his style. Yeah. Everyone recognizes what Tim Sale looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, So, I mean, it almost becomes, I don't know, I guess
calling card?
Yeah, it's a calling card, so it becomes popular. It becomes popular that way. Yeah. But I don't think it's good at all.
No.
I don't know how many people could say it's good. It's unique.
I would say it's okay.
It's okay because he understands basics.
Yeah, but I've also been way more critical of other people too. So I just said I did a review of a comic book not too long ago where I said if I had any kind of power whatsoever, whoever drew Wonder Woman that way, I would put him in prison for life.
Well, and it also depends on your paneling too, because there's certain things where people have a good style and they have good things down, and then they for some reason they completely destroy another page or so. I don't know. Sometimes I think multiple people work on that shit though too. But anyway,
the movie.
Favorite part?
I really, hands down, the speech he gives Superman at the end.
That's what I was going to say.
When he says, I want you in your time alone, or whenever you're alone.
Yeah. It's paraphrasing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But he's like, whenever you're alone and in your thoughts.
Yeah.
I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Yeah.
And he just...
Yeah.
he kills himself.
I went easy on you. He said I basically went easy on you. I could have done this and higher dosage and but I want you.
Yeah, he has all over.
But when you're in your deepest thoughts, I want you to remember the one man who beat you. Basically,
when you're at your most.
I
don't remember.
Yeah,
how it said it,
I can never remember get it right, but it's so incredible.
But anyway,
the Batman just made you his bitch.
Yeah.
That
Tricky.
right there, and everybody wants to talk about it. Superman could beat Batman.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well, see, here's the thing. Everybody said, and I don't mean to get off on another tangent.
Superman wasn't such a Boy Scout. Yeah, he can take it quick.
Exactly. That's like saying, I don't know.
That's like me telling you I could beat your ass if you didn't have that gun in your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I don't know.
Well, kind of, not really. It's more like saying, oh well, Yogi the Bear could eat you. Yeah, well, yeah, he could, but he wouldn't.
Yeah,
he's more into picnic baskets.
Exactly.
Well,
so what's your argument here? Yeah. Because if they physically can, but never not in any scenario would, doesn't matter. Batman would.
Yeah.
Not only could, but would.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes more
Superman
way more sense.
would never. Batman would.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is a bastard.
Yes, he is.
He will do whatever it takes to finish a job, or to do what he believes is right.
Necessary. Well, that's the difference between him and just about every character.
Yes.
In the DC universe.
Except kill. He won't kill.
Well, yeah, but I think other than the Red Hood, on the good guy side, the vigilante side, Bat Family side, I think Batman, him and Batman are the only two that are willing to do whatever it takes. Just about.
Well, Red Hood is actually willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
he kills everybody.
Batman will just pretty much do next to that.
Yeah, he'll do anything but.
Yeah, what a great movie! What a great story.
It's one of my absolute favorite versions of the Joker. He's a very queer acting, very androgynous Joker, and it's kind of weird. And
I like it, and I don't. But
the first time I watched it, I was kind of put off by it because it was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But
it suits the character.
Dude, it super suits him.
Yeah,
it really does. Because
it wouldn't be my top pick for a Joker portrayal, but I do agree with you guys. I think I can understand that because it can make him a little bit more unpredictable in a way.
Yeah.
Because how he was portrayed in this story was truly unpredictable.
Yeah.
And very, very just random.
Yeah. Very, very, very adult and very realistic.
Yes.
As a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
who was just at his end.
Animated series Joker is not realistic. Like, the Joker, if a realistic Joker is not going to just play pranks on people.
No.
You know, he's not going to.
I'm actually a very big fan of the. I'm a very big fan of the animated series Joker. I like that.
Well,
Joker
everybody
probably the best.
is.
I like that the best as far as attitude, as far as look. He's definitely flamboyant, but way less flamboyant. It's just a different way.
Yeah.
But
not realistic though.
No, I like the. I think if you could just make. Well, I mean, actually, I tell you what. Animated series Joker in Mask of the Phantasm is perfect.
Well, yeah, but
that's perfect.
Yeah,
in the show itself.
In the show, no, though.
No, but in Mask of the Phantasm,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, that's
kind of
different.
a nice dose of both.
Yeah,
but this one it makes it a little bit more
scarier.
Yeah,
adult.
Well, he went on a talk show and had everybody rolling in laughter, and he wasn't joking.
No,
he was playing the crowd, and then killed everybody.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
and sick.
Oh yeah, he's a psychopath.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
There's just no. I don't know. It's really cool. I love all the bad guys. I love the Robin. It's the only girl Robin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on the fence about her. I don't hate her. I like her.
Yeah.
I mean, like her.
She's just
don't love
really
her, don't
cool.
hate her.
She's just really cool that she just kind of helped an old man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he was old.
Yeah,
I thought that was really endearing.
How they played off the fact he hung it up for 10 years.
Yeah, and then came back.
Yeah,
I don't. It's just I love everything about it. I don't know. Other than it was, you got to change the disc.
Yeah. Other than they put it into 2 parts and made you buy it twice.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Anyway, any final thoughts?
I don't think I have any. All 3 of these movies are probably.
Well, amongst us 3, they're our favorite animated movies, and
I think
movies.
every person, if you're a fan of films, you should watch all 3 of these movies.
100%.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
Oh boy!
Like I like the Iron Giant a lot.
You like the Iron Giant?
Yeah, I like the Iron Giant. I haven't watched it in forever.
I don't know if I can.
Pretty much every Batman movie, dude.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like all the more recent DC animated films, Batman wise, have been
Justice
incredible.
League War,
Doom, was good.
Justice League Doom.
Killing Joke was a good adaptation. Gotham by Gaslight was incredible.
Very good. Gods and Monsters was really good.
Yeah,
that was set. It's set in a different reality, and Superman is kind of he's a bad good guy, if that makes any sense. Like, he's a good guy, but he'll kill.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman is a vampire.
Wow.
Wonder Woman is like, she's madly in love with, well, I guess it's not too far off, but she's just madly in love with Superman. She'll do whatever. She'll go to any length to, satisfy.
Oh, man, I don't know if there's any other animated movies out there. I'm sitting here trying to think.
Batman Ninja.
Batman Ninja was really cool.
If you like anime, which I do,
mm-hmm.
Batman Ninja's awesome. If you don't like anime, it would be terrible.
Probably for you to watch. Yeah,
I would.
It's way over the top.
Because there's one scene where like a bazillion monkeys form a giant Batman to fight a giant robot that the Joker made in feudal Japan.
Yeah.
If you don't like anime, you're going to fucking hate it.
Yeah, you're not going to like it.
Like, you are not going to like it.
Any non-related Batman animated movies?
Oh, boy. Now you're getting into the tough ones.
Well, you're just getting into kids movies. Like, you're getting into more kids movies.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I watch a lot of kids movies.
Well, I mean, I do too, but I have.
You know,
but I can't.
Dragon Ball Z.
Well, the Dragon Ball movies have been good.
Yeah, Bleach movies.
And that new Broly movie looks incredible.
It does.
Man, I don't know. I can't.
Man,
think of
there's a
anybody
lot
else.
of code.
Is there anything else you can think of?
There's, of course, I'm just now getting into Hellboy. There's a couple of Hellboy movies that are
I like them.
good.
I like the animated Hellboy movies. I like the animated Pitch Dark movie.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty good.
Pitch Black.
I thought it. Black. Pitch Dark's the game.
I really want to do those movies. That'd be a really good podcast.
One of those movies is like one of my most hated movies of all time.
Chronicles.
Yep.
Yeah, it's.
I've watched it 6 times. Fell asleep every time.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that.
I hate it.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to talk about.
And Pitch Black's one of the coolest movies ever.
Yeah.
I just know I'm forgetting a movie. I know it. I'm sitting here trying to think.
Yeah, I'm forgetting.
I'm forgetting some shit. I just know.
I watch a shit ton of animated movies. I like anime though, so I mean, I've obviously.
I'm trying to think of even all the ones I've seen as a kid that would hold up halfway decent like these. That could be kind of adult oriented, and most of them aren't.
I really like the G.I. Joe movies. Actually, I think the second G.I. Joe movie, the one where they Cobra builds the Weather Dominator and it blows up and spreads across the world, and they all break up into different teams and go to the different parts of the world. I fucking love that movie so much.
Simpsons movie.
Oh, dude,
I would love to see a Friday the 13th animated movie.
that would be awesome. Let's
would be
do
sick.
that. Let's get on that right now.
I want that.
I'm gonna start drawing
Halloween.
You heard it here first.
Let's do Freddy versus Jason versus Michael in a animated, because that's what we're gonna have. That's the only time we're gonna fucking get it with all the legal issues and everything.
Yeah.
There we go. Bam.
Wow, what a hockey mask!
Bam, baby.
He just drew the perfect hockey mask. Is that a nose?
Yep.
I thought you were gonna draw one of those
Hockey mask
triangles.
has a nose.
You draw the triangle. You gotta draw the triangle up here. The triangle, upside down triangle. I think it's upside down.
Okay, well that's a
Now just draw a diamond then. We're gonna improvise. Well,
found a way
happy-
to get Friday
happy
the 13th
mistakes.
into this one.
happy mistakes.
Happy mistakes.
Happy mistakes.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway.
Friggin' animated movies are awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Start watching more of
And
them.
Mucho Macho.
Do it now.
Start watching more of that. Really, it is a
At least especially on the DC side. It's,
animated movies are a good way to get the stories that you really want.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of stuff that can't be pulled off live.
Yeah.
It just can't happen.
And look retarded with CG.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So, I mean, people start supporting
Everybody
animated movies.
needs to let us know if they've watched these, what they think of them.
Yes.
Or after they watch them, what they think of them. Let us know if we're missing some.
Yeah. If you like any movies that
No.
are different than these,
Let's
fight
know.
me.
Yeah, fight me.
Let's do
yeah,
this.
there's nothing better.
Let's do this. Ain't nothing better.
Ain't nothing like the real thing.
Ain't not nothing better.
Yeah, also, we just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody in our Patreon. And anything you want to see us do, you want to get in touch with us, hit us up on YouTube or Patreon, Facebook, anything.
Just don't bother me.
Yeah, well, I'll answer the questions because Chris don't like to put in the work. No, yeah, ask us questions. That way we can answer them on the podcast. We good. We can, if you have any ideas of what you want us to see us do with the podcast or with Versus, whatever, let's do it.
It's Chris's house and we can barely get him to show up.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to be here.
Yeah.
So, I
was late.
he was late today. Fuck, I was here before he was.
You're fired.
You're fired. Anyway, so until next time, guys, we will see you later.
Peace.